Hello everybody, we're on videos. My name's Jamie from Wilderness Games. Today we're doing an unboxing video. Okay, not working today or tomorrow, I've got plenty of time to get this video done. This is of course the Spectrum. I pre-ordered it on the first day, it was actually available for pre-order. I pre-ordered it on Amazon, paid £89.95, and I think it's actually already sold out. Now I haven't had a lot of experience with Spectrums, but the only Spectrum I do have in my collection is of course the Spectrum Next, which is a video of, it was actually the second Kickstarter. Unfortunately I didn't have the funds available to do the first Kickstarter, but I'm still trying to learn quite a lot about the Spectrum. There's only a few friends at school that had one. But yes, we're doing unboxing, and like many other unboxing videos I've done in the past, we'll be trying it out and give you my final reports at the end. Okay, I've forgotten how many games are actually built into this system, but other systems that they've put out, of course, you can add your own games. The only thing I don't like about what retro games have done in the past is their joysticks. We won't go into that, but I'm pretty sure there's not one in here, which is probably for the best. They're known to snap. But anyway, then just to see what direction they've gone this time. But yes, when it comes to unboxing videos, limited space was a problem. But anyway, I've got my knife, we'll try it out and see what we can do. There you go, it's confirmed, it's 48. It does make sense, being the Spectrum 48K. They did that with the CG4 and the CG4 with CG4 games built in. This one has 48. The personal computer, but like other systems, you can add more games to it. And I have bought myself 2 USB sticks. One has arrived, one still hasn't arrived yet, but I'm hoping those will work. There you go, with over 35 crash smashes and load your own games via USB. Quite heavy actually, a lot heavier than I was expected to be, but there's going to be a lot of games here which I have played but not on the Spectrum, more likely to be on the CG4. But yeah, just a few close-ups. But yeah, I love the attention to detail of these systems, it's fantastic. Includes Crash Magazine, but I didn't buy any Crash Magazines back in the day, I was a Commodore man. Right, we'll try it in a minute. I'm really impressed. But anyway, the contents of Spectrum with authentic, fully working keyboards, cables, one HDMI cable, one USB-C, both 1.8 meters, and also the Spectrum introduction booklet and the special Crash Magazine issue. No AC adapter, it's not included. But you don't need to all get plugs anymore, do you? Just plug it into a USB socket and fire it up. Right. Okay. More rubbish on the floor. Right, it's got to the point now I'm actually sitting on the floor as well. Right, get in there. Really well packaged. They always are. Oh, that's cool. I love that. I love the attention to detail, not only on the outside of the box, even on the inside. It's really well done. But yes, of course, I'm sure majority of Spectrum owners, yes, you're known to play games with keyboards. I don't personally like to play games with keyboard unless it's a game where you've got to use it by default, like a pinball game for example. But yes, any sort of genre, shoot 'em up, platform, racing, for me it's got to be on joystick. I'm hoping it will support many joysticks I'm going to throw at here today. Absolutely superb. But amazingly, the thing I liked the most about the Spectrum Next was it allowed you to plug in my case, the greatest joystick ever made, the classic zip stick, and it worked absolutely superbly well. With this one, I have no idea. Fantastic, I love the keyboard, it's amazing, really well done. Once again, they're fantastic what they do, it's just the joystick I'll try and work on. But I haven't had much experience with the 48K, but yes, unfortunately I haven't got a 48K compared the size to. But yes, my friend Daniel back in the day, he did have a 48K. But on the back we've got 4 USBs, a home button, a TV which is basically HDMI, the power supply which is USB-C, and the power button. The Spectrum, Retro Games Limited, copyright 2024. Really cool. Really well done. In fact, we had a discussion on the previous live stream, it was about a year or so ago, but one person did say to me, what mini systems would you like to see in the future? And 2 immediately sprung to mind when he answered that question. The first one was the Spectrum. I thought a Spectrum Mini was a good idea. I mean, it's quite a mini system anyway, isn't it? But also, I thought was a good idea was maybe a Master System Mini. That'd be a good idea. I think that will work. I have got the original Master System and the original Mega Drive, and of course did get the Mega Drive 1 and 2 as a mini system also. You never know what the future may hold. But anyway, we'll try this out now. Well, we'll try it out before I find out what is in the box, other than the system itself. So we've got the Spectrum manual, yes, the introduction, I'm definitely going to need that, and also, yes, the Crash Micro Action. Really is cool, look at that. Crash into the Next Dimension, the #1 magazine for Spectrum owners, launched in 1984, is going strong in 2024 and packed with features and reviews for new and old Spectrum games. Yes, I'm sitting on the floor again because limited space and all that. Right, so what is in here? Give me all the cables, isn't it? One thing's for sure, it's not a joystick. Got so many of these cables because every single mini system I've bought over the years always has one. So another HDMI and another USB-C. 1.8 meters. So yeah, so far, very impressed. But yeah, hopefully I won't have any problems trying to capture it. But yes, the Spectrum Nets had a lot of problems trying to capture it. Not the footage itself, it was nice and sharp. But yeah, the sound was the problem. And when I did get sound, it was very quiet. But only while capturing it. Playing it in spare time was fine. Right, I'm not going to use the USB that arrived with the box. I'll save that one, but I'm going to use the one that's already plugged in to the PC. Right, we've got the home button and the power button. Right, assuming there's sound here, I'm not sure, but it's successfully captured on the TV and the PC. But yeah, no headphones, not yet. But yeah, I'm going to have some lunch first, and we'll get some games played. Okay, let's give it a try. I was just about to pick up the joystick to realise, no joystick here, not yet anyway. We've got to use the keyboard, so M key for English. Right, so it's serious getting used to, but on the keyboard you use 6 and 7 to move up and down. We'll enable the 60Hz output, and you press M to confirm, F to run the test, and L to accept. I know it's going to be fine, and there we go. Okay, full marks presentation. It looks and sounds amazing. So let's have a quick scroll to see what we've got. Now use left with 4 and right with 8. We've got Alien Girl, we've got Army Moves, Avalon, Bobby Bearing, Stompo, Exelon, Fairlords, Freddy Hardest, Great Escape, Head Over Heels, The Hobbit, Horace Goes Skiing, Not in 3D, Manic Miner, Matchday 2, Phoenix. A lot of these are new to me. Saboteur, School Days, Spellbound, Target Renegade, and Way Up the Exploding Fist. We have that on the CT4. But yeah, a nice mixture. But let's have a look at the settings, shall we? So pressing space with the keyboard brings up more sets of options, and each key is actually labelled. So we've got display options, advanced options, and language. M to select. We've also got sharp pixels, enables CRT Effect, and we've got the ZX Spectrum border size can be adjusted, and choose your frame. We'll have a look, but I'm probably not going to change it at all. Go for the basics. So you press M, and we scroll through by using 8 or 5. There's quite a few there, but yeah, I'm always going to go for this one. So you press M to select, B to close, and B to close again. Language will be done. Advanced options. So we've got system options, factory reset, shutdown device, legal notices, system information, switch to classic mode, and boot mode. We'll try that. Press M. Classic or carousel mode. We'll stick with carousel mode for now. Press B. We've got our classic mode as well. You select that one. It's M. And to exit this screen, you press the home button on the back of the device. Then a little display appears at the top right corner, but we want to go back to the carousel, so switch to carousel mode, press B, and it takes us back to the home screen. In pressing Q on your keyboard, it brings up more sets of options, so that tells you what the controls are around the carousel. Q, A, O, P, and space, and also at the bottom of the screen, you've got the special actions, K for joystick, and B for close. But yes, we will be trying out a few joysticks to see how they're going to perform. Okay, let's play a game. But yeah, I'm not a fan of playing games on the keyboard, but games like Manic Miner, for example, it's only left, right, and jump, so it should be doable. So to load your game, you press M. And there we go, cue its iconic theme tune. Manic Miner starring Miner Willy. But yeah, I've never played this game on a keyboard before. But yeah, technically you should only need left and right and jump, or jump at an angle. Press enter to start. Okay, so the game is Manic Miner, a platform game written for the ZX Spectrum by Matthew Smith. It was published by Bugbyte in 1983 and later the same year by Software Projects. It was the first game in the Miner Willy series. Retro Gamer called Manic Miner one of the most influential platform games of all time, and has been ported to numerous home computers and video game consoles as well as mobile phones. And I'm playing it on keyboard for the very first time. It's fantastic. It's a really good game. Of course, I have finished it on CD4, but it was ported to so many different platforms, wasn't it? Including the Amiga, actually. Which doesn't look much different. But of course, anything that's really been different over the course of time is the sound. What we've got to try and do is basically go through each level, which is done by a single screen, use your limited amounts of air to try and find all the items. The last one will open the door, head to the door, and don't be run out of air. But your character can only walk left or right or jump. And that's all we can do. You do earn additional lives with score, but any remaining air you don't use is converted to points. But yes, it's pretty much playing quite well here on a keyboard. Nice and sharp, and it looks fantastic. So when you finish playing your game, you press the home button at the back of the Spectrum, and it brings up more sets of options at the top right hand corner, like it would feature also on the A500 Mini. Press enter to resume play your game. You can either also add it as a favourite, or give it a rating out of 4, which in my case it could be a maximum of 4, because it's fantastic. Also tells you up there which is a 1 or 2 player game, and also if you press 7 on your keyboard, which is white, it brings up the controls for your game, which is left, right, jump, pause, resume, and toggle music. And we're going to go to close. But we are going to move on to something else now. We're going to resume play with what I'm going to try next, which is joysticks. I'm going to try and see how many work and how well do they perform. Okay, for the first test, we're going to try this out. This is the Joystick. I don't think it's actually now available on Amazon anymore. They have been known to break though. I've got a funny feeling it doesn't matter what you plug in, providing it's USB, it should work. And it is. Absolutely brilliant. So, I'm not going to test it too much. I have got an adapter which will allow a zip stick to be plugged in. So I'll find it first. But yeah, that works. But first, we're going to try the Competition Pro. This is a much better joystick. It has got a metal shaft in there, so it's not going to break anytime soon. And it should work fairly soon when I plug it in. So once again, we're going to plug it into one of the 4 USBs. However, this is an incredibly loud joystick though. That is working brilliantly as well. So does the fire button. Select mode, easy or normal. Right, for the next test, I'm going to use this. This is basically a 9-pin joystick to USB adapter which I bought from monsterjoysticks.com. This is actually the second one I bought. The first one worked brilliantly, but it eventually busted right there. So it might need a little bit of soldering in the future. So I bought another one, and they're only £12.99. That's an absolute bargain. So this is going to plug into the USB at the back, and this is hopefully going to allow a zip-stick joystick to work. I've got 7 of them and I can't find a single one at the moment. Right. Give that a try. Right, we're going to plug that into the adapter, which of course is a 9-pin port. So that should work. In theory, it should work. Only up and down is working, left and right is not, and the fire button doesn't work either. Let's reboot it and see it. It could be something silly like that. Right, we'll try loading up again, but this time with the joystick already plugged in. Could be something stupid like that, you never know. Yes, now it's working. So you've got to basically, yeah. Ah, now the fire button doesn't work. We'll get in there one stage at a time. Okay, so as I've already confirmed, the Competition Pro and the joystick, both of them do work. I've also tested out the CZ4 mini joystick, that also works. I've also tested out the CX stick, which features on the 400 Mini, that also does work, and no surprise really, the A500 Mini controller, that also confirmed is working. I also did try the Mega Drive, which features on the Mega Drive Mini, that does not work. But yes, basically, A, it's got to be a USB, and B, it's got to have more than one button, which is why the zip stick's not working. It does work with directions, because it's only got one function button, it doesn't work with the menu. However, earlier in the channel I did receive an amazing donation from Josh Torton, aka Gigabytes Technology, now Gigsplained. On his channel he did a video of how to modify one of these joysticks to allow you to plug in a 9-pin port to work with these buttons. So basically, he's modded it by doing some soldering. There's a video on his channel, I'll link it in the description below if you want to check that out and do it for yourself. It allows you to plug this into this and use this to move around the carousel, but you can play your games with this. It works brilliantly. It should do with this. We'll try in a moment, but yeah, it's brilliant. It also does work with the 500 Mini and the CT4 Maxi. Okay, so I've plugged in the CT4 Mini joystick, the modified one, into one of the 4 USBs on the back of the Spectrum. And now I'm going to plug in my zip stick into the 9-pin port, like so. So yes, I'm going to use that to maneuver around the carousel, or by using the keyboard, either works. But now we can play the games with this. So left is working, right is working, up, down, and fire works brilliantly. So yes, a really, really nice modification, it works brilliantly. Select mode, easy or normal. But now, we can still use keyboard if we wish to, but I'm going to use that. So yeah, it was a really, really nice donation to receive and a really cool modification. So now we've got the best of 3 worlds. Either use this, or use the keyboard. And of course you can use the home button to maneuver around the carousel that way, that or using B or M. Right, now we're going to play some games using this. Okay, it's been more than games, let's play some games. I'm quite surprised really how many of these I haven't played, but quite a lot of them I've heard of. Right, we'll start off with Technician Ted. It tells you at the top of the screen was a 128 or 48, and also description of the game and images of the game, which is a nice touch. At the bottom of the screen we've now got a green icon, a yellow icon and a red icon. So yeah, you do need more than one button. You can get around that by using your keyboard, or in my case using the zip stick, or by pressing M on your keyboard to start your game. Okay, next on the list, Technician Ted, the remix. I'm assuming this is not the original version, that I'm not sure. Produced by Houston Consultants, copyright search, 1986. A game which is very much and heavily inspired by Jet Set Willy, which came out a few years prior to this. So you press start to enter, or H to look at your instructions, which is left, right, jump, pause, music effects, reset game, and copy. Okay, so the game is Technician Ted, a platform game for the MCPC and ZX Spectrum that was written by Steve Marsden and David Cook, and published in 1984 by Houston Consultants. Technician Ted is an enthusiastic young computer hacker who works at a chip factory. He begins his work every day starting at 8:30 AM and must complete 21 tasks before he clocks off at 5 PM. But his boss has not told him what the tasks are or where they are located. Ted speaks to his mate who tells him that his first job is to get to his desk, and from there he must make his way to the Silicon Slice store. It's a very good game. Of course, if you love Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy, which of course I do, you should love this as well. This is the factory gates. It's nicely incorporated Clive Sinclair's literal car, which can kill you. In fact, everything can kill you in a game like this. One task has been successfully completed, which I'm doing all in the time limit. But yes, it's difficult, and like Jet Set Willy and Manic Miner, you cannot fall big distances. Even small distances can be a bit of a costly thing. Ladder on a fence, what else? Might jump over another electrical car, but it's good, it's a good game. Right, the multi-storey car park, more electrical cars. But only Manic Miner did I finish on the CT4, but I haven't finished Jet Set Willy. I haven't got even close to finishing that one. But I imagine this game and that game are pretty much level pegging in terms of how long the game is. But yeah, Manic Miner is a much shorter game because each level is done by a single screen. Now, of course, you do have a health bar on that game, but this one we do have a life bar, which basically is that purple bar on the bottom. Every time you lose a life, it slowly drains down. But you've got to try and finish it in the time limit, and also you've got to try and complete the task in the right order. So there's a lot of memory involved for a game like this. When you see one, you've got to try and remember where you saw it and remember it for future times. This looks like a Christmas tree. This is a pile on top. Right, we arrive at a section. I've also noticed that some of these enemies have a bit of a burst of speed. One minute they're going one speed, and they go completely a different speed altogether. Like this coin. Right, we're trying to jump over this plant. We arrive in a cloakroom. It's harmless for many, but for him it's deadly. Anything can kill you in this sort of area, including the hooks themselves and a pickaxe. Right, we've found task 3 and the red tape. Unfortunately, 3 is not what we need number 2. But at least we now know where it is. But this is the Silicon Slice store. Okay, we've found Ted's desk. More importantly, we've found task 2. So there should be 2 icons on the screen. One is flashing. And that also does freeze once with the Emmy on screen. In this case, that yellow plant pot. So now we've got to try and get over to the other side. So at the moment of time, it's currently 8:50. I'm assuming he doesn't get a lunch break. Oh, it looks like the lamp from the Pixar movies, isn't it? Right, so jump from there to there. Jump to conveyor belt. And that'd be another one ticked off the list. But yeah, good game. It's a really good game. But imagining a very long game. But that is Technician Ted. So yeah, if you fall into a platform, you don't know where it leads to, it could lead to death multiple times. It kills you so many times. And if that's not bad enough, your boss sacks you and kicks you into the employee disposal unit. And you fall into a red bin. What a horrible way to go. There we go. Okay, so the image appears at the top right hand corner. Everyone resume play where you left off. But no, we're going to move on to something else now. Something else I've never played before. I do believe it's also on the Spectrum next. This is Shovel Adventure. Alright, there we go. Shovel Adventure. Press fire to start. See continue. 2021. Pat Moore to team. Okay, so the game is Shovel Adventure. This game is the ZX Spectrum version of the original game for Ancestors PC computer. It was made for the ZX Dev 2021 competition. And you play as Johnny Pallas, the legendary archaeologist of Utera. After your hardest researching job, you have finally found the mystery of the mysteries of ancient Egypt, the secret chamber to the Pharaoh Lahoha Flowers Chamber. To get to the entrance, you have to enter the big pyramid and find all the gems before the time runs out. Only when you have unearthed all the gems, you can take the Ankh to the next chamber and it will be available to you. I don't know if I read it brilliantly, that I'm not sure, but what I am sure about is the game is fantastic. Go check its door, any remaining time is very good points. Really cool game. Okay, level 2. You start the game off with 5 lives. So I suppose this is probably what you get if you blend Indiana Jones with Trap Runner, which I think works very well. So one click of a button, you get you dig a hole. You've got to try and lure the mummies into the hole that you created in the sand. Now the pit will not fill itself, but you can fill it again by clicking the fire button while standing next to it. But like in Trap Runner, when an enemy falls into that, you basically use their head as a platform. Some of them get out of it and some of them do not. We've also frozen them to the spot by putting up a hourglass, which gives plenty of time to get the Ankh, which is right there, another one is done. Really, really good. Fantastic. Well done. Okay, level 3. 40 chambers are waiting for you and your shovel before getting to the secret entrance. Are you ready to accept this challenge? I'm very willing to accept this challenge. Right, we've got different enemies now. They're snakes. Right, put that there. And they're not affected by that. Right, what you can also do, there's one button to put it in place and one button to fill it up again. So you've got to try and go around them on this one. So we've got 39 seconds remain. That's plenty. We've got 4 more to uncover. We're also getting a little bit of Rick Dangerous vibe as well. Yeah, very intrigued to see what the ZX Spectrum next version is going to be like. Right. Now, can you be killed in this state? No. That's cool. I did wonder if that was the case. We have 4 seconds before it runs out. So we'll wait here patiently. There's our Ankh, there's the exit door, and there's plenty of time. Time is devoted to points, of course. There you go. It's a really cool game. That's fantastic. That is Shovel Adventure. There we go. I haven't played this for absolutely ages. Jack the Nipper, copyright 1986 by Grim Graphics. Right, select the Kempton stick, and we're good to go. Okay, so the game is Jack the Nipper, a video game by Grim Graphics, released in 1986 for ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, Amstrad CPC, and MSX. It was followed by a sequel, Jack the Nipper 2, in Coconut Capers. Jack the Nipper is a side-view flip-screen game with puzzle solving and platform elements. The graphics are rendered in 2D with an illusion of depth, achieved by allowing characters to move back and forwards within the playing area. I haven't played this game for about 35 plus years. It's been a very long time. I've already achieved so much so far today. I didn't actually realise you get out of this house. I didn't know how to back then. You press the enter key to go through a door. But also, I've actually picked up an item, and again, I had no idea you can actually pick up items. You can actually pick up 2. I picked up a pea shooter, which I assume you keep for the majority of the game. Now, use that to attack other people or enemies. And yes, you make contact with them, they're going to be angry, they're going to home in on you, track you down, and drain your rash beater. So, we're going to go into the police station by pressing the enter key. But yes, nothing to see here, just a baby walking into a police station with no parents or supervision, pick up a battery and run off with it. But yes, I have got so much further already than I did back in the 80s. Same with Aliens, I had that also at a very young age, and I didn't really sort of read manuals back in the day, but Aliens, I never got past the first screen either. So yes, if I read more manuals, I would have got further, but you know, at the age of 6 or 7, I didn't read many manuals at all. But we're heading over to Just Micro. Okay, we're heading over to Just Micro, but yeah, try to avoid contact if you can. The player controls Jack, a naughty child who wants to break the record for naughtiness. He needs to carry out various wicked pranks on unsuspecting inhabitants in his town, but if he comes in contact with angry adults, he will be spanked. With each spanking, his nappy rash meter increases, and if it grows too high, Jack loses a life. Contact with monsters and ghosts which inhabit the town will also increase your nappy rash. And doing stuff like that is going to make them very angry. Now, you know they're angry with you because they basically home in on your location. So you've got to try and get to the exit door. And go through the door as quickly as possible. Yes, if you hit them with your pea shooter, try and do it at a distance, because then you've got time to make your escape. But in hitting them will increase your naughty meter. So yes, that also increased the naughty meter. Right, we're going to head over to I Bloom. So what I forgot to do was I forgot to drop the battery. Now if you do it from a height, that also does increase your naughty bar. So you press 2, drop it from a height, and they didn't like that. But we are going to try and pick up another item, which is on the shelf, which I'm assuming is Weed Killer. Right, we arrive in the garden, but there are some enemies you can actually shoot, which takes them out of the equation altogether, including these ghosts. But you can only fire one at a time. But that also does increase your naughty meter. That's good. Right, now this guy is not going to be very impressed with what we're going to do. We're going to destroy his entire garden by using the Weed Killer. And he's not happy with that, so he's going to chase you down. So we're going to run like Forrest Gump and go on to the next screen. When you get to the next screen, you're safe. But it's great to go back to. It really is a good game. Difficult though, but that is Jack the Nipper. Alright, decisions. I think we'll go for a fairly newish game also. I think this one is Snake Escape. 128, one player game. There we go, Snake Escape. Not quite sure what year this one came out. I'm guessing it's fairly new. Looks great. Sounds great too. Right, so you press the enter key on your keyboard to bring up more sets of options. So we're going to go for the Kempton stick. Okay, so the game is a Snake Escape. In this colourful platform puzzle, you guide a hungry snake through twists and turns to reach the delicious apples. Carefully plan your path through 42 challenging levels, eat mushrooms to increase your size, and use levers to explode barrels. Reach the apple to progress to the next level. Another really good game. It's fantastic, but unfortunately there's no score in this game. We start off in an egg. So I'm sure you've played a snake game at some point in your life. Maybe you might have played it on the mobile phones, the 3210 or 3310. For me, it was the ultimate mobile phones. So it's kind of like that with more digital twists. So yes, we are twisting and turning. You've got to try and make sure though your head is supported by either the platform beneath you or by using your own body. Now you can also go 3 tiles high, but you cannot go any higher than 3. You do get a warning if you're overstretching yourself. Your character will go purple, then red. Okay, so level 3 is of course, if we were to go right, we'll fall down and be trapped in there. Hold the fire button down to restart. So the only way is left. Left is the way to go. So while you're slithering along the platform, if the platform falls beneath you, you'll automatically fall down there. As long as you're not getting trapped, you should be able to get out of there by using your twisting and turning and using various platforms nearby. So don't overstretch yourself, but there we go, that's fantastic. Another one done, we go on to level 4. Right, level 4. Carefully navigate the levels towards the fruit to progress. The snake can be trapped in itself or between other objects. And when this happens, press the fire button to restart the level again. The snake can only move 3 tiles upwards unsupported, and the snake's head will change colour when indicating how close you are to the limit. The snake's head will fall with gravity when moving horizontally and not landing on a tile. The snake's body can be used to support its head. So up there, right, up and left again. There we go. I love the character design, it's really well done. Right, so level 5, of course, we went right, we'll automatically fall down into there and be trapped. So you've got to try and fill in those gaps by using those crates. So, up, left, up, push, down, left and push. Right, now we're doing crate number 2, similar thing. Go right, push, there we go, done. Okay, level 6, there's 42 in the game. I imagine this game, the difficulty is going to shoot up quite significantly. So on this one, we've got to use his maximum reach. Right, so level 7. So of course, when you're having to retrace your steps, make sure you've filled in all the gaps. So push it off the edge, it goes down to the bottom, fills in that gap. Then use your own body to get back safely. And now it's just a one-way street. It will be a free stretch reach, but there we go, another one done. But yeah, it's really cool. Nice game. We'll do one more and move on to the next game. So we've got 3 crates on the left, 3 crates on the right. push it there. Push that one there also. Drops down. Done. There we go. That is Snake Escape. Okay, next one on the list, Trashman. Heard so much about it, never actually played it before. I have got it on the CG4, but never actually got around to trying it. So this is the ZX Spectrum version, new generation software, keyboard Kempson, interface 2, cursor key type joystick. Go for 2. Right, situation vacant. Trashman requires must be alert, nimble, footed, and able to hold his drink. Enter applicant's name. Okay, so the game is Trashman, a video game developed by Malcolm Evans for the ZX Spectrum and released by New Generation Software in 1984. Later the same year, it was followed by Travel with Trashman, and the third game in the series, Trashman Through Time, was never completed. However, Trashman Goes Moonlighting was released for the Android CPC, although it only had been distributed in Italy. Come and see the computer my auntie gave me. Why not? It's a good game. It's a very good game. It's a simple idea. It does sound like it should be a simple game, but it's quite a lot to it. You've basically got to try and take out people's trash, but you've got to do it in a tight time limit. Now, when you pick up the bin for the first time, it's going to be very full, which means it's going to be very heavy, which means it takes quite some time for your character to move. But as soon as you empty it, your character picks up some speed. But also, you mustn't cut corners, don't walk over people's grass, and don't be run over by a car. And also, the truck can be a bit far ahead than you are at the moment of time it is. Now, you've got to put the bin back exactly where you found it. Now, if you've done everything correctly, you might get some additional help from customers. Take this thing away, my son is obsessed with it. Unfortunately, just walks on his grass, that changed his mind completely. So we're going to have to go up the clappers now. But some bins are quite close by to the gate. So yes, you can earn quite a lot more time if you're doing it correctly. Put it back where it was, don't walk on the grass, and you might get some help. Come and see the computer my auntie just gave me. Well, it was funny to say that. Your neighbour just said the same thing. So it tells you how much additional time you gain from that, which is 45. So we've got to go really quick now. But basically, the first day you've got to try and do 5. The second day you've got to do 6, then 7 and 8. You get the idea. Now, I have tried doing this without using customers' help. I couldn't do it. There just wasn't enough time. I was always running out of time. And if you fail 3 times, I believe you get sacked. Take this thing away. My son is obsessed with it. Right. In there. So 67, 66, 65, 64. Now we got 108. No one will ever believe I've picked up a Spectrum. Right. Is this 4 now or is it 5? I can't remember. But again, the bin is fairly close by. But I have got it on the CG4. I just haven't got around to playing it yet. But it's a really cool game. I love the bright colours. And yes, it's a very quiet game. It needs initial music, of course. Right, put the bin down. Customer? Yes? Do you think I'm a megalomaniac? Let's have a look, shall we? Let's find out. So this will gain me 50. Which is just what I needed because I was about to run out. Right. I think that's it. So there we go. Good day's work there, Trashman Jamie. Tomorrow with another street for you. Let's see how you fare on that one. But there we go. More live footage though. That is Trashman. There we go. Go from Trashman to this. Target Renegade. You have it here on the CD4. It's amazing. We've got to try and select our joystick first. Press 3. And we're going to go for the Kempson stick. And for player 2, we go for the Sinclair 2. Okay, so the game is Target Renegade, a beat-em-up video game released for the Amstrad CPC, Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum in the late 1980s by Ocean Software on their Imagine label, as well as the NES version developed by Software Creations and published by Chateau. The game is a sequel to Renegade and was followed by Renegade 3, the final chapter. When acquiring the license to convert the original arcade game Renegade to home computers, Ocean Software acquired the option to produce and release their own home computer-only sequels of the game, and Target Renegade was the first of these sequels. Very difficult to read at the same time of doing it. It's a really good version. It's fantastic. But the only version I have actually played of Target Renegade is, of course, on the CD4, but I've never finished it before. I don't even know how long the game is. But, of course, we're going to be outnumbered. We always are in a game like this. We start the game off with 2 lives. And, of course, you do get motorbikes, you get weapons, but at the moment of time, the only person that's got a weapon is a computer. But you've got to try and do it in the time limit. And I can't remember how much time limit you have in this version compared to the CD4 version. It might be different, I'm not sure. But at the end of each level, there is a lift or an elevator. But yeah, we've got to try and basically keep scrolling the screen, otherwise it could take quite some time. But there is the elevator. But yeah, I tend to use the flying kit the most. It works well. Now I don't know if this is an axe, a spade, or a hammer. I don't know, but it does pack a hefty punch. We've got 4 minutes 36 remaining. But so far, it's going fairly well, but a really cool version. And it's got in-game music as well, which is always a bonus. Any more? No. Why do you throw the weapon away? Right, we arrive at the second lift or elevator, but he's probably going to throw it away again. The game comprises of 5 levels, though details of enemies and weapons vary from version to version. The NES version in particular is more like Double Dragon than the home computer versions. The NES and C4 versions of the game do not have 2-player cooperative mode. I'm assuming this version does. Right, another one done. Keep it! You might need it again! In fact, it's inevitable, you're going to need it again! We arrive at the second floor. But yeah, it's a good game. I never really understood why these games decide that throwing the weapon away is a good thing. It's not a good thing, you're going to need it again. We've got 3 minutes and 3. Still got 2 lives intact. So you've got to do all 3 levels in the same time limit. I assume. I don't remember that. I remember going to the lift doors on the C4 version, but I don't remember the time limit not refreshing itself. So, just keep scrolling that screen. I guess we can't anymore. I guess that's maximum. So try and get into a pack, if possible. I think the C4 version, this might be a baseball bat. There you go, have some of that. Is that it? That's got to be it now, surely. Yes! Fantastic game. That is Target Renegade. There's no way to treat women, Jamie. Oh, they've got guns now! I can't compete with a gun. What is that? Is that a mace? Blimey. I don't know what's making that noise, but earlier I actually thought my headphones were playing up. I really did. It's actually in game. I don't know where it's coming from. Not a bike. Gotta be the end of the stage now. What's that? Oh, it's a phone. Now we've got some fireworks display going on. It's actually 1:30 in the morning, but yes, I have been editing this video as it's been going. We've got some shoot-ups in there somewhere, haven't we? This is a game I've never heard of before, but apparently it is also on the CT4. This is Penetrator, which has quite a long title screen. Written by Philip Mitchell, copyright Beam Software. S Disable Sirens. Right, this game needs 2 buttons. So yes, I am using a zip-tip joystick, which technically does have 2 buttons, but both of them do exactly the same thing. We need fire gun and fire rockets. Right, not a huge fan of control pads, but we're going to use the A500 Mini control pads because I need 2 more buttons to fire. Hopefully it's going to be red and blue or red and green and not red and yellow. Okay, so the game is Penetrator, a 1982 Z-Expression video game made by Melbourne House, programmed by Philip Mitchell and Veronica Mikler. The game is a clone of Konami's 1981 Scramble arcade game, and Penetrator was ported to the TRS-80 and the Commodore 64. That's a very good game. Of course, the first time I saw it, I always actually thought straight away, yes, this is clearly Scramble, a game which I do have on the CG4. I have finished it quite a few times, but the game is very short. But it is one of those games that loops with a steady difficulty. And like Scramble, we do fire both forwards and down, and I am having a lot of problems with this control pad, because every time I use the basic firepower, it's actually making my craft move forwards. So every time I'm firing, I have to press back as well. So it probably is best to use the ground missiles the most, because it's not actually moving my craft, and most of the enemies at the moment of time are actually on the ground. But like Scramble, we also do have different sectors. We start the game off with 5 lives. I haven't played many versions of Scramble, but the C4 version is a very, very short version. It can be completed in a couple of minutes, but I imagine this game is also going to be very, very short. Right, this is Sector 3, which looks like my green screen at the moment of time, but yeah, you cannot go to full length of the screen, and Scramble was the same as well. So I change of tactic here. Right, so you've got to be ahead of the pack, really. Yeah, I don't like doing these sort of games with a control pad. I'm not a fan of control pads, never have been. Getting very narrow. Right, sector 4. But it is a good game though, it's very good. Yee. Red alert, stage 5. It's picking up some speed as well. I can't fit through there. How am I supposed to fit through there? Danger. Definitely. Well, lives are fading away quickly. Only 2 more remains. That scramble is going to be perfectly timed. There you go. Fantastic. Another fireworks display. But I'm imagining there's going to be another game that will probably roll over with extended difficulty. I imagine so. But this fireworks display is going on a little bit longer this time. I wasn't expecting that. 1,000 points. That is a big wow right there. And you put me there. Unbelievable, isn't it? Anyway, great game. That is Penetrator. Okay, we'll do a few more, then put it into the video. But this is another fairly newish game, came out in 2020, Cosmic Payback. Okay, so the game is Cosmic Payback. In this 3D platform adventure game, you control a spherical exploration pod on a mission to collect gold and save Earth. Bounce through 15 changing levels, picking up gold on checkered tiles. Time your jumps across disappearing platforms and leap across gaps with launch pads. Another really cool game. It's great that they have actually incorporated both new games and old games. This one came out, I believe, in 2020. Find all the gold and you jump into here, which I assume is water, which finishes the stage. 500 under par bonus. Okay, and I'm not a huge fan of filters. We'll give it a try. So go to display options, and we've got sharp pixels and enable CRT Effect. We're going to do that. You can also change your select spectrum border size, which I've already done. Go to a maximum of 6 to a minimum of 1. We'll go with 5. Right, close. I'll try it again. Okay, level 2 is called Here and There. Bounce the exploratory pod around the surface of each level while avoiding falling into black space. Collect all the gold on the current level and reach the portal at the end to progress to the next level. Gold can be retrieved by bouncing the pod over flashing checkerboard tiles. When bouncing, the exploratory pod gains momentum over time, which allows the pod to bounce between larger gaps. Different tiles in Cosmic Payback can affect the exploration pod in different ways, including the teleporter tiles, the booster tiles, the moving tiles, the breakable tiles, as well as the trigger tiles, which trigger an event happening in the level, like changing paths of the teleporter tiles in the level. And we are now using the CRT Effect. I have to admit, I don't really tend to use them, but it's a nice thing to include. But yes, of course, playing these little games, I'm losing my voice, with a CRT is the ultimate way of doing it. I have got a CRT, but it's not the greatest one, but it's okay. But yes, it's a much, much better way to play it. But yes, all it does, it just adds lines to your game and makes it a fraction darker. But it doesn't look too bad on my screen. In fact, I can't really see many of the lines anyway. But for the video, I'm not sure. Right, so of course, it's going to go up in difficulty quite quickly. So you don't want to fall into black holes or black space. So keep the bounce going, keep the momentum going, and go to the exit door, but make sure you pick up all the gold along the way. Which is not that one, Jamie, that breaks the platform. That's what you're aiming for. So, time and par bonus, total bonus 2 and 08. The old switcheroo. Can you tell what it is yet? Maybe. Any key to move cursor, enter to select option, we'll go for the Kempton stick. There we go, it's been a long time since I first played it, but when I did first play it, it was on the CT4. This is Head Over Heels. Okay, so the game is Head Over Heels, an action-adventure game published by Ocean Software in 1987. It uses an isometric engine similar to the filmation technique first developed by Ultimate Play the Game. Head Over Heels is the second isometric game by John Rittman and Bernie Drummond, after their earlier Batman computer game that was released in 1986. The game received favourable reviews and was described by Zap64 as an all-time classic. It's a very good game though, but I haven't played it for so many years. But when I first played it back in the day on the 64, I got absolutely nowhere. So of course in this game, judging by its title, we have two characters, one being Head and one being Hills. Now Hills can do things that Head can't do, and Head can do things that Hills can't do, providing you have the items in your possession. Now Head can actually fire donuts. At the moment in time, I haven't got any, but also you need to find a hooter. Now every time you find a pack of donuts, that's actually 6 donuts, which basically you can fire enemies and it actually stuns them and frees them to the spot for a limited amount of time. Only long enough for them to wipe the donuts off of their face. Now, he can also jump higher, but Hills can actually run faster, and Hills, I believe, is the only one who can actually hold items in his backpack, which at the moment in time there's no backpack. But you can switch from character to character by the click of a button. I think it's Enter. Space? No, I've got to try and look at the instruction manual. Right, controls. So we want keyboard. Right, up, down, left, right, jump. Swap characters S. Also, enter for carry, Z is fire. Right, so now I found out that yes, S is what you press to switch characters. I've also found out that Z is fire. But now we've got to try and find a hooter. Now, I'm not quite sure what this thing is up here, but of course, Head can jump higher than Hills. But sometimes you might need springs to get up there. But in here is our hooter. Now, these platforms actually fall beneath you. So you've got to try and time your jumps well. Difficult jump to there. Difficult jump to there. Difficult jump to there. And then basically you've got to try and jump back without touching the ground. There we go. Fantastic. So now we can actually fire now, which is Z, which frees him to the spot. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so this is Hills. Now, Hills can actually run faster, but unfortunately cannot jump higher. But you can also carry items, and you can also push items as well. But at the moment in time, he needs a bag. He hasn't got one. So we've got to try and find a bag. I don't know if he needs more than just one bag. I assume one bag is enough. The bag, I believe, is up there. So we've got to try and maneuver this thing in place. So we move it to the right, move it up, left, and it's all about putting it in the right location. And of course it's difficult because this character can't jump as far. Put it there. I'm going to use this character as a stepping stone. So we jump from there to there, to there. There we go, we've got our backpack. So now we actually got most of the items we need. But of course, there's still lots of this game I haven't seen yet. But I think there's more enough footage though, that is Head over Hills. Okay, time to put the finishing touch to this video now. But first, I want to see if this USB stick thingamajig does work brilliantly. Of course, like many others, you can add your own games. I have bought 2 USB sticks, one's arrived, one should arrive in a few more days. That's basically just a backup, but that's from Amazon. This one was not from Amazon, but this one hopefully will do the trick. Okay. How much I paid for it, I can't remember. Doesn't say. Doesn't matter, hopefully it's going to work. Right, so I'm basically going to plug that into one of the remaining USBs. 3 left. Right, so it's basically just a plug and play. There's the icon right there. But yes, I have bought some of these in the past, and there's far too many files for my liking. And this is going to be the same. But yeah, I'll sort it out in the future. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 just for A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for B. Yeah, just pick something at random and see if it works. But yeah, it will work. I'm sure it will work. But yeah, that could be sorted out in the future. Right, it's extremely early days, but not many of them are working at this point. Howard the Duck wouldn't get past the title screen, Hudson Hawk with the boot. What we can do is you put it in your box right there, press the space bar to go to the game settings, you can change your ZX Spectrum model, adjust your border size and your tape loading speeds. You can also change your joystick type and map your joystick. But you couldn't see anything in the instruction book, but it's a nice touch, there it is. So A to edit and B to close. There we go. Some are working, some are not. There you go. His name's Dangerous. Rick Dangerous. He's mean and he's green. And it's working. And there we go, working brilliantly. Have to admit though, I've never seen this version before. Only Amiga and CRT4 I've played, but never finished any of them. But the CRT4 version is a fraction shorter, I believe. It's a very quiet version, but I suppose all of them were in their ways. But working well here. There you go. Rick Danger is a platform game developed by Core Design for ACOT Archimedes, Amiga, Atari ST, SPC, ZX Spectrum and Commodore 64, as well as MS-DOS. The game was released in 1989 and published by Microprose on the Firebird software label in the UK and on the Microplay label in America. The game was followed by a sequel, Rick Dangerous 2, in 1990. Loosely based on the Indiana Jones franchise, the game received mixed reviews from critics. And it is a very good version, but yes, this is extremely short. It's unbelievably short, about half the size of the Amiga, but level 1 is done. There you go, we go to Egypt. There we go, another version I haven't seen before, only CRT4 Amiga version I've played, but the Amiga version I've finished. And there we go, working brilliantly. Another version I've seen for the first time, but this game is difficult, they always are. Haven't played many versions, the Amiga version is everyone I've finished, but the CRT version was quite brutal. And I'll say this one's even more difficult. The enemies don't mess around, as soon as they see you within off screen, they'll fire at you. But you can fire a lot more on this one. But unfortunately, it's a game with the evil time limits. There we go. Fantastic. Well, we'll leave it as that anyway. 1 minute 52, but unfortunately I'm soft lock. I can't move away from these two crates. I'm stuck. Never mind. That is Navy SEALs. Okay, buddy, I think that's more than enough footage. Hope you enjoyed my video. Sorry it was a little bit long, but this is the Spectrum. I'm very pleased with it. It's very, very good. I do recommend it. It's fantastic. But still very early days, still a lot to see and do. But yeah, apologies about the length of this video. But if you like what I do, please like and comment, and I'll hopefully catch you on the next one. Until next time, take it easy. Ciao, bye. See ya. So, a much easier task, of course. This game does not have a time limit quite as mean as that. That's going to be a kill multiple times. Right, wait for the right time. They'll change direction. Oh, my Lord. There we go. Superb. Okay, so the game is Trashman, a video game developed by Malcolm Evans for the Z Spectrum and released by Yeah, have you heard of them before? I have not. Can I get this in shot? On their Imagine label, as well as the Nintendo system developed and... Okay, so the game is Tonic Renegade, a beat-em-up video game released for... Okay, so the game is Target Renegade, a beat-em-up video game released for open... The game is a sequel to Renegade and was followed by Target Renegade 3. Target Renegade 3. Let's say that. Well, I have got an axe, but I've got no health though. Health is gone a long time ago, but I'm hanging in there. I can't believe I've lasted this long having no health. I've defeated about 8 people now. 9. 10. Is that it? It is it? Oh my goodness me. I can't do this with hiccups. Can't play any game with hiccups. Pencil stick. Any key to move cursor, enter to select. Oh, and I got hiccups as well. Head over heels. There we go. It's been a long time since I first played it, but when I did first play it, it was on the CRT4. This is head over heels. I can't do this with hiccups. Cass S. Just subscribe to Wilderness Games. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome. Good to see you.